Hey guys, a happy Thursday. It's Joe. It's time for Pikket with Joe. We are in the final countdown to Christmas, and these teams on the final countdown till the break. Some teams playing their last game before the break tonight. Other teams having to play again tomorrow. We've got 7 games left on the board. I know that one already kicked off between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I want to apologize. I did tell you guys I was going to get that video up, but this morning has been absolutely swamped. I would have rolled with the Leafs here, so I'm glad right now I didn't make a video for you guys because it looks like the Philadelphia Flyers are sitting up in this one 1-0 right now. Really solid play so far out of the Flyers. They've had great support defensively and goaltending wise so far in this game, but we'll see what the rest of this game holds. We know just sitting here in that second period with 3 minutes left to go, lots of things can change. Just want to give a big shout out to all of you that are already jumping in here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys so very much for being here day in and day out. So big shout out to Ben and Matt, the first 2 in here. I see the rest of you jump in that live chat. Say hi. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's look at this first game on the board. And yeah, congratulations to anyone who took the Wild yesterday. The Wild was what we were loving the best on this show. Let me just find a pen that actually works here. That was a great hit there with them. We've got some good games. I think we've got value on the board as well today. Okay. Rick, shout out to you as well. Yeah, the day is going fantastic. I can't believe we're already December 22nd. It's going to be fantastic. Big shout out to each and every one of you. Joe, let's go. Let's make some freaking money today. First game on the board we're going to talk about is the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, this one kicks off at 7 o'clock Eastern tonight with the Penguins rolling in here as a favorite. And this is kind of one where I'm scratching my head at why the Penguins are the favorite. Now, I know they're at home in this one, but we have the Carolina Hurricanes rolling in so freaking hot. They're sitting first in the Metro with that win over the New Jersey Devils, and Penguins here third in the Metro. Now, I know there's a little bit of revenge here for the Penguins after we saw Carolina just win this matchup on December 18th, 3-2. But I do think this is one where you're going to give me plus 110 with the Carolina Hurricanes here. I have to hit them in this one. They're so strong on that back-to-back as well that we can't think this team is going to have tired legs. They're 5-0 in their last 5 games, playing on 1 day's rest. Now, this team does have to play the Flyers again tomorrow. If they're going to lose something, I think it's versus the Flyers. I don't think they let this one go when it's a matchup here. So give me the Carolina Hurricanes. They're so strong defensively. I do think we hit that under 5.5 as well. The under has been really strong between these two, going 17-6-3 in the last 26 meetings. This team defensively is holding opponents to 26.3 shots on goal. First overall in the league. Now we know the Penguins with Tristan Jarry have been strong as well. Defensively, I think this is a defensive, hard-hitting battle on the ice. Give me the under 5.5 and give me the Carolina Hurricanes. The next game on the board, you guys, we have the New York Islanders taking on the New York Rangers. Now, this is at 7 o'clock Eastern as well. In this matchup, the Islanders coming in here, the dog on the road up plus 136. I'm going to tell you guys, I love the dogs today. Plus 136 for the Islanders team who are off such a hard game versus the Colorado Avalanche. Now, they had a shootout loss there. It was a 1-0 loss. They played absolutely phenomenal in that. I know they're taking on a really solid New York Rangers team today, but I love the Islanders' ability to roll hot in this game. We've seen them in the Garden. This team has been absolutely lights out in the Garden, and I don't think that trend stops. They have won 8 of the last 10 meetings over the New York Rangers. They've also won those last 5 at Madison Square Garden. That is a phenomenal feat. We know how hard it is for teams to play there. The Islanders come in here. They own that ice. It's like it's their own ice. So give me the Islanders here, plus 136 with Sorokin expected in goal. Also, give me the under 5.5 in this one. I think we have a lower scoring battle again. We will see another one where both of these defenses really stepping up. We look at the New York Rangers. Igor expected in goal for them. He's got a 2.42 goals against average. He's allowing 2.71 goals per game, 29.8 2 shots on goal this defense is allowing. We've got really strong defense on both sides of this. We have the Islanders 5th in the mat, Rangers 4th in the mat. This is going to be a battle, you guys. Let's hit that plus money with the underdog here. Yeah, the Flyers and Maple Leafs are playing at the moment. The last time I checked, right as we started this show, Flyers up 1-0. Like I said at the start of the show, Joe, my lean is on the Leafs for this game. So if you were with me with the Leafs here, I could see live betting this one if they can come back. We know the Leafs can dig back in these games. Strong trends to that under. Oh, Dave, it is tied up, so don't live bet it now. You're going to get no value on the Leafs here if you take it now. They were a big favorite coming into this, and we know this team can keep rolling hot once they get that first goal. The next game on the board, you guys, we have the Washington Capitals taking on the Ottawa Senators. Now, the Senators coming in here plus 112. Washington Capitals minus 134. Total is 6.5. I look at this one, and you guys know I love a home underdog. I want to take the Ottawa Senators here. They won in October 5-2, but I think this Washington Capitals team is really strong with Charlie Lindgren expected in goal for them. He's got a 2.71 goals against average. Both of these teams are getting the goals, but here's the thing that I really like about the Ottawa Senators. They got the 4th best overall power play, and they're winning those face-off battles. Winning the face-off, being able to control the puck is crucial for the Ottawa Senators, and that's what we've seen them be able to do, especially versus the Washington Capitals. Now, it's hard to take them here as an underdog. They've lost. They haven't won. If they had won their last 9 as an underdog, I'd be more comfortable. They've lost those last 9 as a home underdog. It's hard to put my money on them. At plus 112, I can't. If they're coming in here at plus 150, you know I'd absolutely sprinkle on the Senators here in this situation, especially with Cam Talbot expected for them. He's got a 2.7 goals against average. Now, these teams just rolling in opposite directions right now coming into the break. So I've got to lean on the Washington Capitals, even though you know I want to take the Ottawa Senators. I think the Capitals keep rolling hot. Capitals also have been really strong in Ottawa, winning 5 of the last 6 meetings in Ottawa. So give me the Washington Capitals, lay the minus 134 with them here. I think it's a good way to go. Jay, welcome to the show. Let's make some freaking money. You're right. Let's make some freaking money on this beautiful Thursday. Top up that bank account before the Christmas holidays hit here. Capitals on the money line, minus 120. You got to take Ovechkin to get that anytime goal. I cannot believe he didn't get that goal. When we're looking at the Ottawa Senators here, they're allowing 3.22 goals per game and 32.2 shots on goal. Taking Ovechkin for those anytime goals is a phenomenal way to go in this game. We know that he is hungry to go over Gordie Howe's record of 801. He's also hungry to hit Gretzky at that 894 goals. So let's see him have a good one. 2-1 for the Leafs. End of the second. Marner 2 points. Beautiful to see. You guys, damn it. I was saying at the start of this, I wish I gave you the Leafs at the start. I'm going to be kicking myself if they end up winning this. Kind of now feel like I hope they lose because then I didn't get to give you the bet. But I hope you guys win. Whatever you bet in that one, let me know what you did bet in this one. Okay, the next game on the board. We're going to fly through these games today. Also in that Washington Capitals Ottawa Senators game, I think we see the goals coming in. We know Ottawa is able to put up a little bit of a fight in these games. So the over 6.5, I think, is another phenomenal way to look at this. The over is 5-2 in those last 7 meetings. So it should be a strong game in this one. Rick got the Washington Ottawas heading into overtime as well as Carolina. I like those overtimes. I definitely think that is a great way to go, Rick. That's going to make you some good freaking money there. Anytime goal for Matthews, you had the Leafs minus 1.5. I really hope you hit that, Jay. All the best to you in that one. I will be cheering for the Leafs in that third period for you now that I know that you're betting on it. The Winnipeg Jets then take on the Boston Bruins, 7 o'clock Eastern in this one. Connor Hellebuyck expected at the moment in a goal for the Winnipeg Jets. Now, Connor Hellebuyck hasn't played the last couple. He's dealing with an undisclosed illness, so I'm not sure if he's going to make it in goal tonight, but I'm pretty sure he will. They have this game, and then the Jets have another game still on board. Now, they're off a big win over the Senators, a 5-1 win. They're coming in here as a huge underdog versus the Boston Bruins at plus 202. The Bruins minus 250. We got a total of 6. Now, looking at this, the Jets have not won any of the last 4 meetings between these two, but they have been covering that puck line as an underdog against the Boston Bruins in the last 6. These two play in phenomenally tight games. Now, my question mark here is, how is Connor Hellebuyck going to show up in net? Is he going to do enough in this game if he is dealing with illness, and if he doesn't come in? What are we going to see? Now, with Connor Hellebuyck on the road, I'm a little bit more concerned because Connor Hellebuyck isn't as good on the road as he is at home. If this game was in Winnipeg, I tell you right now, I'd be taking the Winnipeg Jets plus 1.5 at minus 120. This game being in Boston, I'm torn at which way to go. We've got Ullmark expected in goal right now. He's got a 1.69 goals against average. We look at the Boston Bruins, 13-6 at home on that puck line. The Winnipeg Jets strong on that puck line as well, 11-4. I'm going to lean on the Bruins to get something done right away out of the gate. I know we rode Vegas yesterday right away out of the gate. Didn't come in for us. But I do think if Connor Hellebuyck comes in here a little shaky, we can count on that early goal by the Boston Bruins. We know how phenomenally strong the Boston Bruins are, especially getting those shots on goal. They're averaging 34.8 shots on goal per game and 3.9 goals per game. Their power play is stronger, and they're winning those face-off battles. They'll win the face-off battles versus Winnipeg Jets. Now, the Jets are getting these shots as well. I would love to say that with this goaltending matchup that I'm going to hit the under. I'm going to stay off the total. I could see this going either way. I think really in this game, we got to look at the power of the offense of the Boston Bruins. The Winnipeg Jets need to keep up in this one. Both defenses are going to have to play phenomenally lights out. But I think this is one that goes over the total, even though I want to bet it under. I want to see a defensive battle in this one. Just not sure if I can get there. Now, the Boston Bruins are first in the Atlantic. We've got the Winnipeg Jets second in the Central. The Jets are 5-1 in their last 6 road games. They're going to put up a battle here. I don't know if it will be enough. Give me Boston in the first period. Rocco, whatever you missed, I'm going to bookmark these right after the show. You'll be able to check it out there. I don't think we step off the Canes. I think we let the Canes keep rolling, give us that money. Boston in regulation, I do like that at minus 105. My only concern here is if somehow this goes to overtime. I do think Boston wins it in overtime. But my only concern is if Winnipeg comes out phenomenally strong, because we know they have kept it competitive with the Boston Bruins covering that puck line in the last 6. So little concern there. That is freaking fantastic. Let us know what that parlay was that you won yesterday, Jay. 170 off 2 games, only $5, as it's absolutely brilliant. I love to hear that. The next game on the board, we have the Seattle Kraken taking on the Vancouver Canucks. Now, I don't understand this line. Seattle only minus 111, minus 108 for the Vancouver Canucks here, total of 6.5. These teams just trending in the opposite direction as well, with the Kraken winning their last 2 games and the Vancouver Canucks losing their last 2. Their last game, they lost to the Blues. That was a 5-1 loss. Now, the last game the Seattle Kraken played was against the Blues. They won that one 5-2. This is the Kraken's last game before the break. They're sitting 3rd in the Pacific. We look at the Canucks here. They're sitting 6th in the Pacific. I think the Kraken come out at minus 111. There's no way I'm not taking the Seattle Kraken here. Now, I know they have struggled versus the Vancouver Canucks. They have failed to win any of the last 5 meetings versus the Vancouver Canucks. We saw Vancouver win in October, 5-4. But before that, I really look at the Kraken team. They're so different from last year. So I think that stat's kind of thrown out the window. I'm going to release the Kraken, you guys. Release the Kraken. Give me them to come out here. Laying only minus 111 here in this one. I love it. We also look at the Vancouver Canucks. They're not blowing anyone out at home. They've struggled at home, going 5-9-0-1 at home this season, 5-10 on that puck line. And we look at the Seattle Kraken, 9-4-1 on the road so far this season, 10-4 on that puck line. I think Seattle could even take this, covering that puck line at minus 1.5. Looking for a big game out of them. Now, they have won their last 6 games as a favorite following a win. Let's keep rolling hot with the Seattle Kraken. But I also like that over 6.5. I'm going to hit it over 6.5. The over is 4-0-1 in the last 5 meetings between these two. It's going to be a good game. I can't wait to see the Kraken come out here. They've been so strong against Pacific as well. We look at their last 6 games versus the Pacific, which I hate to say because we all know my Calgary Flames in the Pacific. They're 6-0 in their last 6 versus the Pacific. Means they beat Edmonton, though. So we can at least live with that, you guys. This is going to be a great game. I'm glad you are loving the Kraken with me. It's going to be a lot of fun here. Okay, the next game on the board. I dread to talk about this one. Battle of the Pacific here between the Calgary Flames and the LA Kings. Now the Kings sitting second in the Pacific. Calgary, fifth in the Pacific. Calgary is absolutely struggling on the road this season. It is not a good situation for Calgary. Now, they are coming off those 2 wins over the San Jose Sharks. We are not going to write home about that over the San Jose Sharks. They've got the Ducks on deck tomorrow. When we look at the LA Kings, I really like what we've seen out of Copley here. Remember, we took the Kings when he first came in that game. We were a little bit nervous. We had them on that puck line. They got that huge win. He has not disappointed us so far playing with the Kings. He's got a 2.43 goals against average. I think Calgary is going to struggle to score on him. I think we got a defensive game on our hands. I'm going to go with the under 6 in this one. Now, if I had to take a side, you guys know my heart wants to take the Calgary Flames here, but with the struggles Calgary's had on the road, I can't lay my money there. They did win this last matchup. And I know when we look at this total, I'm telling you guys take under 6. The last time these teams played, Calgary got 6 goals themselves. The Kings got 5. We were riding the under. I remember that game because I got so many nasty comments because that over hit basically in that first period. I look at this one. I know it could go both ways, but I don't believe it. I'm going to take the under. I think the defenses need to step up. Now, Dan Vladar is expected in goal for Calgary. So it's not Markstrom, which is a bonus for us. We know the struggles Markstrom has. He has a 2.81 goals against average. And I just think we've got to start seeing the defense really step up in this one. Calgary, 3-8 in their last 11 games versus teams with winning records as well. I really do think this is the Kings game. They always play tight games, so you guys. The Kings have lost their last 5 as an underdog following a win, so something to look at. Tyler Toffoli has been so solid for Calgary. I'd look at him for an anytime goal, but like I said, I don't expect the goals to be coming in hot and fast in this one. I really do want defenses to step up, but like I said, this is scary to take the under. So the under is 33, 15, and 4 in the last 52 meetings between these two teams, and in LA, it's gone 19, 7, and 1. So I got to hit this under 6. And I tell you, if this goes over in that first period or close to over in this first period, you guys will hear me yelling. The last game on the board we've got to talk about is Minnesota Wild taking on the San Jose Sharks. So we're going to talk about this just 1 second. I'm looking at what you guys are talking about here. Joe riding with the Kraken as well. The Kraken and the Washington Capitals for a 2-leg parlay by Jay here for $100. What's going on with the Flames, Jason? That is a good question. And Daryl Sutter definitely is asking the same thing. Now, they got those 2 wins over the Sharks, which, great. I'm glad they got those wins. I wish they would have saved a little bit of gas in the tank to face the LA Kings tonight. I think it was kind of a mistake coming out so hard versus the Sharks, because if you watch that game, they really gave it all they had. Yes, I know they have to keep winning these games, but I tell you, we need the Flames to come out strong versus the Kings tonight. I just don't know if with Copley in, if Calgary can do it. I will be ecstatic if Calgary gets it done, but I don't think so. You don't like the Kings tonight? Yeah, I think the under is the best way to go in that one. Okay, yes, I do like something in football. Jay, remind me at the end. We'll talk some football here at the end of the show for sure. Okay, just looking at the rest of your comments. Adrian writing here with the Rangers, Pitts, and Seattle on the money line. We're talking football. We got to talk. Just hockey right now. Let's talk hockey. Your phone is stupid. Okay. let's talk the Minnesota Wild and the San Jose Sharks first. Now, the Wild coming in here as a favorite. They were off that big win. Yesterday, we sat here. I took the Wild on the puck line thinking that was the best bet of the day. That's exactly what came in. They got that win over the Ducks 4-1. Now, they're minus 178 here versus the San Jose Sharks, who are plus 146. The Wild sitting a third in the Central. The San Jose Sharks, seventh in the Pacific. Both these teams trending different directions. Again, we got the Sharks losing their last three off that big loss to Calgary in that last one, 7-3. We got the Wild just rolling so hot. I think they roll hot again. I know they're on a back-to-back, but this is a team you do not fade on a back-to-back. The Wild just so notoriously strong on those back-to-backs. Now, they've won 5 of the last 7 meetings versus the San Jose Sharks as well. So I'm going to take the Minnesota Wild here on that puck line, laying 1.5. I'm also going to look at their team total. We got a team total of 3.5. Hitting it over is plus 106, which this scares me a little bit. Why is the book giving me plus 106 for the Wild here when they're clearly the better team? They're averaging 3.16 goals per game and 31.3 shots on goal. They have the better goalie. Well, James Reimer is pretty solid as well, but Gustafsson is expected here for the Wild. He's got a 2.3 goals against average. He's a better goalie here. I don't understand why we're getting the line that we are getting, why we're getting plus money for the over 3.5 in this one. That's my only concern. We know the San Jose Sharks are allowing that average of 3.62 goals per game and 30.9 shots on goal. So they've been playing pretty weak defensively. We've seen strong trends to the road team in these matchups, going 4-1 in their last 5 meetings. And we've seen the Sharks lose their last 10 as an underdog. The Sharks are nowhere where I want to put my money. I'm going to stay off the full game total. I just want the Wild's team total over 3.5 at plus 106 in the Wild here on that puck line for some beautiful plus money, or the Wild in regulation. So, Jay, yeah, Wild in regulation here. I think it's a good way to do this. Joe, I will be getting these bookmarks up and done right after the show. Just bear with me with those. If anyone's watching along and wants to timestamp for me, just let me know. You know how weird it is to watch yourself after the fact? Anyway, that's just a side note. You guys, let's do a recap of these games. Let's build a parlay. Let's check what that game is. End of the second still. We're going into the third any minute now between the Leafs and the Philadelphia Flyers. This is one where I believe the Leafs were going to get the win. So I hope you guys got bets in on this. Let me know where you're riding for the rest of this game. So we got 7 games left on the board here. It's going to be a great game. Actually, one thing I want to look at before we move on to doing that recap, I want to look at the game between the Calgary Flames and the LA Kings and see what Copley's save shots on goal is. I really like what we've seen out of this young kid. He's been absolutely incredible for the LA Kings here. So he has a total of 27.5, juice to that over 27.5 save shots on goal at minus 116. When we look at Dan Vladar, I don't want him for the, or sorry, that was Dan. I'm clicking on the wrong things here. Dan Vladar is coming in at 27.5 and, oh, they're both. That's why I was confused. Copley's coming in at over 27.5 at minus 104. So we're going to look at that as we recap and talk these games. But I really do think with the ability to get those shots on goal by both of these teams, I know the defenses are going to be what controls it. But I do think looking at either of these goalies based on who you like here is a good way to take a goalie prop in this one. So I'm going to think about that. We'll talk about that at the end. Let's do the recap now, you guys. The first game on the board between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Pittsburgh Penguins. This game, I'm going to roll with the value here. I can't turn it down on the Canes here on the money line at plus 110. I think the best bet in this is to look for a strong defensive battle. I love the under 5.5. So for the parlay, I have to throw the Canes and the Penguins under 5.5. The next game, the New York Islanders and the New York Rangers. I do think this is another low-scoring battle. I love the under 5.5 here, and I love the value on the Islanders here on that money line at plus 136. The Islanders have dominated in New York. They dominated in the Garden, which is phenomenal to be able to say about a team. This team is rolling hot. Their loss was in overtime versus the Avs in a shootout loss. So their defense is playing absolutely incredible. We know the Rangers defense is really stepping up, playing solid. This team is solid on both sides. So give me the under in this one as well for the parlay. I think this one stays nice and easy to that under 5.5. We know how easy it is to go over 5.5. Scares me a little bit. We're not seeing the defensive hockey that we would have a couple years ago in some of these where anyone's like, you took the over? Who takes an over in a hockey game? But I'm expecting these two to stay under. Now, between the Washington Capitals and the Ottawa Senators, you know I want to take the Sens here at home. I love a home underdog, but I can't get there. I'm going to lean on the Washington Capitals here on that money line at minus 134. I think there's still value. The Caps have been so strong in Ottawa as well. And these two teams trending in the opposite direction going into this break. With the Capitals getting those wins, winning those last two, the Senators losing their last two. This is a hard spot, even though Ottawa is winning those face-off battles, has a better power play. I still think Washington gets the win. So give me Washington on the money line here for the win. I'm also going to take the over 6.5. I really do think we have a competitive game in this one. Someone threw out the overtime here. I definitely could see this going to overtime. I trust Charlie Lindgren more, though, in goal than Cam Talbot. Cam Talbot's let me down the last couple of games. Now, the Winnipeg Jets and the Boston Bruins here. If this was in Winnipeg, I'd be all over the Jets plus 1.5 because they've been covering that puck line versus the Boston Bruins. Their last 6, they've covered that puck line. My concern here is how healthy is Connor Hellebuyck. I'm going to roll with the Boston Bruins to come out strong in that first period. I just am going to take them in the first period. I know we did it with Vegas yesterday, and I know it didn't turn out, but I think Boston comes out nice and hard in this one. Winnipeg has just always played Boston really hard. They've had really close, tight games. I don't want to take Boston here in regulation and have it come down to some stupid puck luck here by the Winnipeg Jets. And if Connor Hellebuyck hasn't been playing, and if he comes out not 100%, I can see the Boston Bruins getting that goal in fast. So give me the Bruins in the first period for the parlay. This is one where I would love to take the under, but I can't. I can't get there with how hot these teams can be offensively. So I do think this one goes to that over 6. The Seattle Kraken and the Vancouver Canucks. I'm taking the Kraken here on the money line. I know they have struggled versus the Vancouver Canucks, but I am not seeing it happen again in this one. I've got to go with the Seattle Kraken minus 111 here. And I do like the over 6.5. We know these goals come in hard and fast for both of these teams with the defenses really letting it go. We know the Vancouver Canucks are allowing that 3.9 goals per game and 32.5 shots on goal. Spencer Martin's going to have to stand on his head. We got Martin Jones in a goal for the Kraken, which he can have strong games, but I do think this one goes over. Between the Calgary Flames and the LA Kings, oh, you guys, I want to take the Flames. My heart is with the Flames. I think the Kings probably get the win here. I think the best bet in this one is to take Calgary and LA under the total. So that's what I'm going to throw in the parlay is the under 6. The Minnesota Wild and the San Jose Sharks. Okay, the Wild, minus 1.5 on that puck line. Keep rolling hot. If the Sharks come out and get this win before the break, would I be shocked? No, because we know there's some of these like lower teams that are able to pull it off, but I don't think it happens. I think the Wild are way too strong here. On a back-to-back, this team has won their last 9 games on a back-to-back. They also have done so solid against the San Jose Sharks that I can't step in front of them. They've won the last 5 of the 7. I think the Wild's team total over 3.5 is a really solid way to take this game. But my concern here is it feels like the books are giving us too good of a line. Over 3.5 is plus 106. I expected this to be minus 115. I don't like it because of that. So the more I've talked about this game with you guys, that over 3.5 I'm going to stay off of. I'm just going to take the Wild here on the puck line. I do think that they cover it. So for the parlay, I'm going to take the Wild on the money line. I do think you can take the Wild in regulation too as well. But for that extra value, for that sprinkle, I'm going to take that puck line. They have covered the puck line as well, you guys. The last 5 games as a favorite, which is the situation they are in right now. They're 8-6 on the road on that puck line, 9-9 for the San Jose Sharks on that puck line at home. I just don't believe enough in the Sharks. I think the Wild keep rolling hot. Sharks lost their last 3. Big loss to the Calgary Flames, 7-3. So that is the parlay. We're going to recap it here. I'm going to take Calgary and the Kings under 6, the Canes and the Penguins under 5.5, the Islanders and the Rangers under 5.5. Oh man, I am taking so many unders. It scares me. The Washington Capitals on the money line, the Boston Bruins in the first period. Let's just take them on the money line for the parlay. For the actual, if you're doing a straight up bet, take them that first period on that puck line. The Seattle Kraken on the money line and the Minnesota Wild on the money line. That is the recap. Best bets, I would be taking the Wild here in regulation. I would also be taking which is the other one that's my favorite? Seattle Kraken. I got to take the Seattle Kraken. How can I not release the Kraken at -111? I think they come out phenomenally strong in this one. They break that trend. But you guys, that was it. Those are the best bets. I'm just going to look at some of your comments here. I really hope Matthews scores for you in that one. All the best to you in that game. They're chanting, refs, you suck. What the heck happened? I love hearing that. You guys, happy holidays to each and every one of you. Adam, it's nice to see your name in here. Haven't seen it before, so welcome to Pikket with Joe. Always great to see new names jumping in here daily. Joe Ryden with the Kraken, Seattle and Wild are great picks. Thank you so much. I love them. You guys, all the best in all of your bets today. Keep smiling. Let's make some freaking money. I will be back here tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. We've got a couple more games left before the break. I will not see you Saturday, Sunday, and Monday because there's no hockey. But for all of you out there who are busy tomorrow, not betting hockey, I want to wish you all the best this weekend in all of your bets. I also want to say a happy holidays to each and every one of you. Your guys' support here, day in and day out, it absolutely has made my year. I appreciate you guys more than I think you guys realize at all. It could bring tears to my eyes just talking to you like this. I appreciate every one of you. So thank you so much. Let's make some freaking money on the ice tonight. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern. Remember, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications when the show is back. If you're missing tomorrow, I'll see you Tuesday at 3:30 Eastern. You guys, happy holidays. Be safe. Please make sure you don't drink and drive. You guys, here before the 1,000K. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. You guys, I appreciate you. Yeah, we're almost at 1.1. Okay, have a fantastic game. I hope for you, Vancouver's not losing 2 in a row, but I really do see it happening tonight. I'm sorry. You guys, all the best. I would stay here all day, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for joining me every day. Let's make some freaking money on the ice. Stop making me sappy. Bye, guys.